Hello, my name is David Manning with Autodesk. In this episode of the Plant 3D with the Experts vlog, we're looking into AutoCAD Plant 3D Report Creator. In this part 2, we're going to go through editing and customizing Plant 3D reports. Again, we're going to launch Plant 3D Report Creator, select the project we want to access, and select a report. Now we can create a new report in here by clicking on that, and we can create it from blank or from an existing report, which is one from the list we're looking at. Clicking new from a blank report, we'll have to configure everything about that. So giving it a name, we'll need to define whether we're going to use a printer or we're going to use another export default format, give it a path to export to, and whether we're going to be default reporting one report for the project, for the drawing, or per object even. So that would be something you would use for perhaps a pumped data sheet kind of report. So let's go in and create report 1, looking at edit query. That opens the edit query window, and in here we have 3 main sections. We're talking about the query type, the classes, and what is included in the report. Under the query type, we have PID classes, drawings, and Plant 3D classes. Now, it's important to note you cannot select 2 of these at any given time, so you're restricted to each of these classes for any individual report. And to add any of these classes to the report, so let's look at a line. I might want to add primary line segment details into this report. Clicking on this adds that over there. I can add a number of different segments if I'd like, depending so long as they are available. Now you don't have to add things from the bottom layer. I can also remove things using that arrow there, so I can remove that as well. And if I want to just add pipelines or even lines, I can click on that, and we can see in the bottom all the fields it's bringing in. Now this is the PID sections. I can even do a test query, and that will query the project that was selected at the start for those categories, showing all the fields that are going to be available for use in Report Creator. When you're done there, click on the OK button, and next we're going to look at the Edit Report Layout button. Now I'm going to change this so the report is a bit more interesting to look at. I'm going to hit cancel there and go new report again, and I'm going to use an existing report. Let's select the valve list as an example and clicking OK. That is still creating a new report, and I'm going to hit let's go OK there, and that is now saved. Let's go back into edit and edit report layout. So once the edit report layout tool is opened, we can see now it's called Report Designer. We're actually developing or designing the report and what it will look like, as well as what it will contain. To look at the interface, there's a number of different areas. Right in the middle here, you can see the report layout area where you can actually edit and play with the paper view of the report. Down the left-hand side, we have a number of fields or objects we can add into the report, including images, tables, shapes, and lines. Across the top, we have the ribbon for the report designer, which has got a number of things of adding data fields, pasting, formatting text, all the things you'd normally expect to see in a ribbon. On the right-hand side, we can see the information panel or the data panel. I'm looking right now at the field list, and these are the fields that are being brought in from the Plant 3D database. A great list of them, and is what you use to generate your add data to your report. And there's also a report explorer. Now you'll notice this properties panel here will adjust depending on what I select, and this is the properties for the selected object. There is a group and sort button at the bottom here because you can group and sort objects, and this is where you would set that up. At the top as well, and you'll see here now that I've got a table selected, a table context menu and a text context menu as well. So be aware there are contextual menus in this version of Report Designer. At the far right hand side at the top, you'll see there is the Designer button, a Preview button, and a Scripts button. Designer is the view we're in right now. Scripts will show you scripts that you've got created or running inside your report, or allow you to create them. And preview gives you exactly that, a preview of the report, very similar to what we looked at before in the report creator preview. Again, you've got the save and the print options, scale, margin, size, find, and right over here we've got the page colors, the watermark, and the exports to PDF, HTML, XLS type formats as we saw before, and the parameters that we can edit and add as well. Going back to Designer, let's have a look at editing a few things. So perhaps you want to change the report name. The report name, as well as any other text field, is really easy to edit. Selecting it, you'll see the box. You can also expand the details panel. You can edit in here really easily to edit the actual text label, or we can, and you can see that's come down the bottom there, because it was in that window, it's a bit hard to tell sometimes. So you can also edit it directly, and I can leave that as something like that. Similarly, this graphic here, maybe I want to change that. I can select that from there, or I can get it from the properties panel to do much the same thing. You're going to browse and get a new image file. So to browse, get a new image file, opening the picture image source, I'm going to click on that browse button, browse to the location where the image you want to bring into the report is going to be, and hit open. That'll bring that in. And notice this is in the report header section, so just be aware this is going to be on the top of every page. So I'm going to push that across just by dragging it, and you'll notice in the bottom here we'll see that if I select that again, you'll see the location is listed as well as padding and other things. Now I might want that to be a bit smaller. I can also adjust the way that's fitting. So we've got auto size, or I can use squeeze, for example, to be able to adjust that size just the way I would like to see it. And again, if I go to preview, we can see that is coming up on the header. Okay, it looks nice. Now, if I'm not happy about the gap in here or something like that, I can come in and I can adjust the size of the header. And I might want to add some of these fields, edit some of these fields as well. So maybe I don't want the manufacturer there. Maybe I want to have something along the lines. What fields do we have? Let's have a look for hand valves. Let's call it valve code. I just need to edit that label because that is just a label. There's nothing intelligent about it. Code. That is just a text box, and correct this one here. Let's change that to we want to actually use the valve code. So one way we can do it is we can come in here and select that, and I can take that away. So you notice this is actually setting up a string. There is a number of functions we can use. We can add, we can delete, we can use scripting, we can aggregate, adding variables and constants, and a number of things to alter the data to get the outcomes we need. Hit that in, click there, and go now. That is now the valve codes. I don't know if there's a valve code available in the database. There's not, so it's blank, but that's okay. You can see that's valve code. The other way to deal with that is we can actually delete something in here, and that's just pushing that across automatically. Let's take that one across as well. We can, and you'll see that's got a contextual grip there. It's lining it up for me. We can grab something and we can drop it in as well. So let's go down here. Let's look at hand valves failure and drop that in. And I can adjust that size. And I need a text box or a label. Let's put that in here as well. And we need to make the styles match if we were going to do this, of course. And we call that failure status. Okay, and that will then come out in the report as well. You also notice that you can see now this is 2 pages, so it's now splitting across. You can see the header coming through clearly and very nicely. Going back to the designer side, if we're finished editing, it's really straightforward. You just want to make sure we've saved the report, and closing this panel will take you back to the report configurator window we saw before. So now that you've saved and closed that report, we're back at the configurator window where you can review all the settings. Clicking OK returns you to here, and you can then now use your report one as a preview or an export directly from the report creator. Again, you don't need to go through all that every time. Simply select the project from the list, and that will then allow you to access the report you've created, tell it what you want to draw data from, and you can hit print and export. The other thing we want to have a look at is other additional help. Now, if you are looking for more information, there is a great help file in the product support going through a number of things on doing what we've talked about today. The great resource here is particularly the Report Designer PDF. If you haven't seen Report Designer before, or this PDF, I strongly recommend going there and downloading it. You can see the hyperlink, and this is in the help files. It'll be also for 2021. Additionally, there is also this great article. Just Google search for this title here and it will come up for you, where we can see the Plant User Community Virtual Meetup, where we went through the report creator as well, the designer link again, and some other partner resources here as well. And finally, AutoCAD University, a wonderful resource for training and materials. What I've done here, I've searched for report creator in quotes and filtered for Plant 3D as an application. You can see the product tick there. And you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 classes specifically. One from Mr. David Wolf, a wonderful partner resource, does some wonderful classes and excellent things. Very much suggest looking into that. Others from other partners and some internal people as well. Definitely have a look at these. Even if they're a bit old, and I'm not sure when these were produced, you can see 2016, 2015. The report creator, while it has been enhanced and changed, a lot of the core functionality is still there, and you will get definite value from it. The newer versions will just be better for you. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time in the Plant 3D with the Experts vlog.